Koalas are not real animals.
Today, we're talking about Hans, Wormhat, and his fake animals. And we're starting right now.
Go nuts on my nuts.
Today I'm just gonna explain, as simply as I can, why people make up animals.
Well, okay then, so are we talking about cryptids or other mythical creatures? And while we're talking about mythical creatures, I just want to give a huge thank you to Ben and Sarah from Australia for buying me this swanky new light that you can't actually see. I suppose I better put a picture of it on the screen. Thanks guys, and if you want to do the same, just check out my Amazon wishlist, which is linked below. Tidy! Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Playing a Blinder with me, the Creaky Blinder. And if you're new, you're probably far too busy hitting the like and subscribe button to pay any attention to what I'm about to say. But we've looked at Hans Wormhat on this channel before, and I still can't work out whether he's the stupidest person uploading content to YouTube, or whether he is the best troll uploading content to YouTube. So let's have a look.
Way back in the day, if you've ever looked at really old maps that have oceans on it, you'll usually see a few scary ocean monsters drawn on the map. And people have been telling tall tales of fake animals probably since the beginning.
Indeed they have, but trolls, giants, centaurs, they're all stuff of legend. But you, on the other hand, like to claim that animals we can all see and interact with, like the adorable koala bear and the gorilla, are fake. Okay, maybe a gorilla's a really bad example. Actually, I'd like to see Hans interact with a gorilla. See how fake he thinks they are then.
And people still come up with them. I guess Chupacabra is pretty recent.
It is pretty recent, Hans, with the first purported sightings being reported in Puerto Rico in 1995.
And it's just nothing new. Chupacabra, got the jackalope. Every area has their own hoax animals. Drop Bear's a double hoax because it's a hoax built on a hoax.
A hoax built on a hoax? That's right, you think koala bears are fake as well, don't you? But the drop bear is a hoax in contemporary Australian folklore, and the hoax claims a predatory, carnivorous version of the koala bear. But the key to that is Australian folklore, not an actual animal, Hans. Unlike the koala bear, which is an actual animal. Just ask any Australian. I hope that wasn't Australian-est.
Koalas are not real animals. They're just little plushies that people used to build a taxidermy bear and stick it up in a tree, and they tell people that it's an animal. And nowadays it's just a little bit more advanced. They have CGI and animatronics.
CGI. Animatronics. That really didn't work that well, did it?
It's just nothing new. The platypus, people knew that the platypus was a hoax when they first came out with it.
What do you mean when they first come out with it? It's not the latest iPhone. And you're actually right. For once, people did think it was a hoax until it was examined by British zoologist George Shure, who said the reasonable man adapts himself to the world, the unreasonable man persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. He must have known about you, Hans.
The platypus is so weird that scientists, even the scientists, thought the first specimen was a hoax. And they were right.
But they weren't right, as I just explained, because George Shure examined a platypus specimen and he went into such depth that he even went looking for stitches because it was originally believed that somebody, as a prank, had stitched the bill of a duck onto a beaver-type animal.
But there's this whole concept of a big lie. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it.
Is that what you're hoping for, Hans? Because if it is, it's not working so far.
And so just like the platypus, the scientists at the time, they knew it was a hoax, but they just kept telling the lie over and over and over again, and it's just been adopted and people just assume it's true. No, platypus are not real. That's one of the biggest animals that they use to try to push evolution.
Ah, right, yeah, of course, I forgot Hans is a Christian, isn't he? So the earth is flat because God. Certain animals don't exist because God. I see exactly where this video is going.
When you start to get the hang of what the fake animals are the ones that you don't just see running around outside like squirrels and cats and dogs.
Nice logic. So, rhinoceros. Never seen one of those running past my house. Fake. Lions. Again, never seen one. So they must be fake. So to follow along with your own logic, Hans, if you can't see it or haven't seen it, then it's fake? What does God look like then? And more importantly, when did you last lay eyes on him?
But anyways, you get the feel for what the big animals are, the big fake animals. And they're the media favorites too. The media loves the fake animals more than anything. That's why the WWF isn't just like a squirrel or a dog or something. It's a panda.
What the hell are you talking about? What on earth has wrestling got to do with animals? Find out after the break.
Go nuts on my nuts.
Welcome back. And it turns out wrestling's got nothing to do with the WWF because he was talking about the World Wildlife Fund, not the wrestling organisation. Sorry.
And that's why Australia is all about the koala. I mean, they're all about the kangaroo too, but kangaroos are real, so you really see the koala pushed a lot more than you see the kangaroo pushed.
What the hell are you talking about? Who's pushing koala bears? And more importantly, who's pushing kangaroos? Especially this kangaroo, I definitely wouldn't push him. Look at the size of him, he'd probably push you back.
And if you can think back to the wildfires, they were constantly having stories about koalas in the wildfire, but I think I saw one story about kangaroos in the wildfires.
And that definitely wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that koala bears are really slow, cumbersome creatures that live in trees, which were on fire, and kangaroos are very fast and agile. Definitely couldn't be anything to do with that, could it?
And they just make all these stories about their stuffed animals. People would go out into the woods, wherever they keep these plushies up in the trees, and they would save the plushies, and then they love to make their viral video with all the plushies in their car. Oh, look at these things that I saved.
Yeah, because I mean, what sort of selfish arsehole would want to save a defenseless little animal from a wildfire? I mean, come on, really?
I'm going to spend probably the bulk of this video just talking about this one fake animal in particular.
What do you mean the bulk of this video? We're already 7 minutes in. Please don't tell me this goes on for much longer.
They take an animal that is alive, say a donkey or a horse, and they camouflage it, they paint it, and they tell you that it's a new animal. And it's one that you can clearly see the brainwashing when you're able to step back and look from afar and see how many times were you told Z is for what? Z is for zebra. Gets told to you about 1 million times when you're growing up. That's the only reason that you believe in zebras.
Well, I've got to be honest, I don't really know what to say to that. The only reason we believe that zebras exist is because we're taught the alphabet and our school teachers said Z is for zebra.
Has just hypnotized you into living in a place where you can't even question it. What do you mean zebras are painted that way? Well, that's the secret. So this is from the Wikipedia article on animals in the Bible. And if you go and you read where it talks about the ass, and it talks about how it's such a huge...
Wait, what? The Bible talks about huge ass? Maybe I should reconsider reading it.
It's a very important animal in the Bible. And then when you just keep reading, get down to this part. The custom was introduced very early, as it seems, and still prevails, to paint the most shapely and valuable donkeys in stripes of different colors.
Well, there you go. Because some book that was written by some guy a lot of years ago says that the most valuable donkeys were painted with stripes, obviously zebras are fake.
And I don't know about you, but I've never seen a donkey painted up with green and white stripes. I've never seen a horse painted up with blue and white stripes or any color combination. Why don't I see green and red striped horses around Christmas time? And it's because they don't want to tell you in on the secret, but they're telling you plainly here that it still prevails. Do you just see how clearly whoever wrote this knew about the secret about zebras?
Or they clearly didn't, because it is just a storybook. And the reason you don't see horses, donkeys, and other animals painted up in Christmas colours is because that would be incredibly cruel.
Zebras have so much programming out there kind of hinting at the truth. There's 1,000,001 comics of the stripes falling off of a zebra or somebody painting stripes on a zebra.
Hang on a second, I hate interrupting, as you know. So your best evidence that zebras are fake are because the Bible says so, and that's reinforced by comic books also say so.
There's 1,000,001 instances of things like this where they will tell you that you disguise a horse as a zebra. The joke is, and this is a meme that they use with their fake animals all the time, they present you with a really badly painted, or they present you with a really bad representation of whatever the fake animal is, and then they point you over towards a nicer looking one, and it makes you think that the nicer looking one must be real. Oh, if this really bad attempt, right? This is like if a non-artist attempts to paint up something to look like a zebra. However, you get a skilled artist to paint up a horse looking exactly like a zebra, well, then it looks exactly like a zebra, because that's exactly what zebras are. They're a horse that has a very skilled artist paint stripes on them.
Well, again, I'm not really sure what to say to that. But if you happen to be an artist watching this now who went to university and you have a degree in fine art or any other discipline within the art world, let me know down in the comment section if all the years of work you put into earning your degree in art school was with the hope that one day you could become a zebra painter.
They're all horses. Horses are horses. And I guess that's another point of this video. Why do they fake animals? A big reason they fake animals is to push this false notion of evolution.
And why am I not surprised? Because it's hands. And I'm not going to get into evolution in this video. I'm going to stick this video in the cards because I've only just made a video about evolution. I'm not doing it again because it's really stupid to think that evolution isn't a thing.
There's no such thing as evolution, but God did create animals with the ability to adapt. That's why squirrels in one area might look a little different than squirrels in another area. You have big squirrels, you have small squirrels that fill different areas of things that squirrels do.
So you're clearly one of those Christians that Matt Powell said do believe in the Big Bang, with the big difference being that you think God made it happen, rather than it didn't happen at all. That's better than nothing, I suppose, but if God created all animals, why didn't he just create a zebra, instead of expecting people to study for years in art college just to learn how to paint them?
But that's a big thing about their fake animals. They want you to think that Noah's Ark is an impossibility, because how could Noah have fit all the different species on there? Well, it's because there's a lot of fake species out there, and a lot of them are the same species, just slightly different.
Oh, don't get me started on Noah's Ark, because Matt Powell Official and Kent Hovind have challenged me to debate them on Noah's Ark. And the thing is, there are so many holes in the Noah's Ark story, I don't even know where to begin. For example, it was made out of gopher wood, and it was 450 feet by 75 feet by 45 feet. All built by one guy? Now at the time, the best you could hope for as far as a boat was a hollowed out log. So how Noah was so capable of building something so incredibly advanced, I don't know. And what about the animals that weren't from his native country? How did he get them? Did he send them an Uber? Or was there some other method used? Maybe I'll make a video about Noah's Ark. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
They love this idea of showing you why zebras have stripes, because they are horses with stripes on top of them. Why would they use a picture of a horse with a zebra covering? This is a BBC thing, and it's because they're showing you the truth. You take a horse and you put a zebra cover on it, and that's what makes a zebra.
Well, thank you for sharing all that, Hans. I'm sure that I speak for myself and the audience watching this now that we are all challenged and refreshed by your unique way of looking at things. Oh, that's right, we're not. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'm the Creaky Blinder, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.
Alright, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.